Hey everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. I'm very pleased to have this gentleman on the air with me tonight. You hear a lot of his music on our shows, and I know that you love what you're hearing because I get so many great comments from what we're playing. And he's just got a great career, got some great stories to share with us tonight. We're going to play some of his music for you. It's a distinct honor to welcome Vernon Huskey to My Kind of Country. Vernon, how are you tonight?
I'm doing just fine, just fine. It's cool. I'm getting very embarrassing myself here. Anyway, I'm doing. I'll just leave that. I'm doing just fine.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, and I can't thank you for all of your support for My Kind of Country and everything you've done. And you're one of the good ones, and I'm real proud to have you tonight.
Well, thank you very much. I'm proud to be here.
Well, it's an honor. We, of course, have played a lot of your music, and you've had some great chart action with some of your songs on the independent charts. I know Remembering Key Largo's done well for you, and you've got a new song out called This Side of the Door, and you got some videos out there on YouTube, and you're staying busy with this.
And I'm having fun with it, Scott. I really am. It's well, part of it goes back. I just backtrack a little way. Jerry Collins, I didn't do anything for a long time because I had a nightclub for quite a while. And then I had that record I told you about before. Then Jerry Collins got me out and done guest spots and got my foot back into it again. And I'm having fun with it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, tell me a little bit about your beginnings and how you got into music.
Oh, boy. Got late in life. I was already out of the Air Force and met my wife down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She's Canadian. Moved up to Canada with her. At one point in time, she wanted to move back, and I did. And up there, just out of the clear blue, I decided, I can sing. And, well, going back even to high school, my high school teacher in music said, "Vern, you can sing," but I just never did believe him. But anyway, it finally fell into place. So later on in life, I was in my late 20s, and I started singing, and one thing led to another, and I was doing guest spots with a friend of mine. Then I got I had several bands, but I got some bands together. Did the local clubs, did clubs around Ontario. Also did commercials there for a local car dealer up there. Let's see what else I did up there. Did a lot of almost all my recording was in Toronto, by the way. Mm-hmm. And I had a chance to open for Ronnie Prophet one time up there, and that was the first time my daughter Cassandra sang on stage with me. She's 5 years old.
Wow.
And that was pretty neat. And you and I talked about that one time about how important our children are, and they are too.
Absolutely.
And special moments are special moments.
You bet. She's recorded some songs with you too, I know.
Yes, she has. And and I burned her out. And once we got to Tennessee at the ripe age of 15, she was burned out on it. But anyway, between Canada and that, we lived in Canada for 8 years, and actually had things going in the right direction up there. I also did one of my special things. I had a picking in the park, which had to do with bluegrass music and country music combined. Okay, and I'd have 10 bluegrass groups, and 3 country groups, and me being one of the country groups. I'd have at the time Wayne Ronstadt was very popular in Canada up there, and I would have him on there. Eric Shane, a good friend of mine, he was there with his group. This was outside, and I got to tell you, the first year I did this, it poured buckets of rain. It poured. I mean, people, the few people that showed up, there might have been 50 people that showed up with umbrellas standing out there in the rain, and luckily we had a tarp over top of the stage, a trailer on the stage, And, well, that was a mess. But anyway, so needless to say, I didn't make any money that year. Second year, the next town, the town I actually lived in, I lived in Pembroke, and then I moved up to Petawawa, like 10 miles away, okay? And the town there helped me out. So we started using their baseball field, and because I had a fence around it, so those all worked well. Anyways, I was there for the next 2 years, and those 2 years worked out really well. And little side point here, I lived on a peninsula called Petawawa Point, and where the Petawawa River dumped into the Ottawa River. And now the shows were great, but there's a lot of room down there for most of my guests to hang out and camp out, or pull up with their buses, or vans, whatever they had. And the parties in the evenings there, which my daughter well remembers this. Okay, they were great and good memories. It was a lot of fun.
That's fabulous. So you ended up down in Florida, and I think that's where you got acquainted with Jerry, right?
No, that's the other side of that coin there. I'm sure we're both from Missouri. We both lived in Fort Lauderdale at the same time. We both lived in the Florida Keys at the same time. I didn't meet Jerry, who only lives about 2 miles from me right now, or if that far. I met him here in Ashland City, Tennessee.
I'll be darned. Small world.
We'd been to the same places, just didn't know each other.
That's incredible.
Anyway, it is. But when we moved down there, we're still doing country music, and did festivals down there. Oh, I have to go back to Canada. Just meant and something Songwriter did like, and I did too. Bluegrass festivals they are fun.
Oh yeah,
I love those things.
Yeah,
they're a lot of fun to do, and you're outside. It's outside venue. We had a great time doing those. That was a good time, and we did a lot of those down in the Florida Keys too. As a matter of fact.
Sure.
Some people might get a kick out of it. I didn't play bars with her then. Never did actually, but we did play outside at one bar up there at the bottom of Homestead, just where you come into the Keys. I had some good friends of mine called Alabama Jack, and there's people around they're probably going to hear this. They'll remember that group because they were a neat group, and they played it in Card Sound quite often on the weekends, which is the top of the Keys, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, when they weren't playing, we had our stuff set up on the side there, and we'd play outside that bar and do our thing. Let's put it that way.
That's great. Well, you've got a fabulous CD, self-titled CD that's available. And, folks, I want to let you know you can go email Vernon to get a copy of his CD at airwaverecords@charter.net. We will put that information on our Facebook page. And I also want to encourage you to check out his YouTube videos. He's got some great videos that he's done of his songs, and we'll have a link on our Facebook page for that as well. You can check those out. And while we're talking about the videos, tell me a little bit about recording some of these great videos that you did, Vernon.
Okay, I saw my wife pass before my eyes. That was the first one I did, and I've by the way, I've used local people. Well, for the first two anyway, who was right here in town, and I got that. Let me think about what I'm saying. It's two part. This album is two parts. Part of it, Hilltop Studios in Nashville. And the other part, the other 6 songs or 5 songs at I think it was Montgomery Gentry Studios, which is long gone. It's not there any longer. But Hilltop still is. And they had several songs in there that I liked, and that was one of them. And I then offered a chance to sing them, and they gave me a list of songs to look at. And I found some good ones in there, and that was one of them. And so it was just different. And now I've had a lot of fun with comments when people would call me, and this just happened recently, as a matter of fact, from Leona Williams actually. So she wondered about that song until she saw the video, and then she said, "Oh, I see now." So that was. Everybody was surprised when they actually saw the video as compared to what they were thinking about this, just the song by itself. Okay.
It's fun. I like it. You got Jerry Collins in there with you, and it's a lot of fun. We'll again we'll post that on our Facebook page for you folks.
Yeah.
And you've got
he's my head-on collision guy right there.
That's right. Yeah. I think you've got a great video for Just One More and Ride Cowboy Ride and Can't Count That High. And On This Side of the Door, which is your current single. It's a great song. Tell me about that one.
Well, this is going to be just, everybody's gone through this. Lady I dated for a while, 2 years probably. Anyway, we just drifted apart after a period of time. And we're still good friends today, I'm proud to say. Very good friends, as a matter of fact. And but anyway, we just drifted away, and that line stuck with me, just drifted away. And that's that one line, which is in the second verse, is what I built the whole song around.
Wow.
And how many people have drifted away from each other?
That's for sure. No doubt about it. And I know you've got a song on the CD called Key Largo, and then you also did a song called Remembering Key Largo, and you've got a video for that one too.
Sure do. And Jerry Collins and I wrote that song. And I told him one day I'm going to go down there and do a video on this thing. So just before Christmas, Lance Goodman, who's my video producer, we drove down to Key Largo and got a hotel room and started doing a lot of background shots from his. He had a drone. He had a couple drones, but he got some good equipment. And we just started, shooting background shots all over the upper keys, down into Lower Matacumbe some. And then we did our, the singing shots, which you see on there. And what got scary, I thought I was going to be able to find a lady real easy down there. So I used to live there. And not that I know a lot of people there anymore. People move around all the time. But gosh, the place was just full of good-looking women down there when I lived there. I'm not saying they're not still there, but I had a hard time finding somebody to do the part on the beach because he had a girl. So finally, I actually paid 3 different waitresses at 3 different restaurants to find somebody for me. Okay. And one of them actually came through, and the lady lived up there in Homestead or South Miami, one of the two. I can't remember now for sure. And it was Ashley Cassis that you saw on there. And we talked on the phone, and I told her about it, and she got she's a little worried about it. And I said, well, listen, just look me up on YouTube real quick. And she did. Said, okay. And then an hour and a half later, she was down in our hotel room talking to me.
I'll be darned.
And she's a delightful lady, good personality, easy to work with. It worked out just fine.
That's great. That's great.
And the rum runners were good too, by the way.
You've done some work with Kurt Ryle too.
Yes, we have. Gosh, that guy, he does it all. You know that. He is a talented man in all aspects of the music business, really.
He certainly is. Great musician, producer, singer, and like you said, he does it all. And he has some great artists in his stable, no doubt about it.
He sure does, and he also knows how to kid around too.
Well,
he's a serious guy. He's more serious, it seems like sometimes, but he does break down once in a while and then laugh. But I used to take him cookies up every once in a while. Yes, I do. I make homemade cookies, chocolate chip cookies.
All right.
With nuts in them, and several times when I go up there to record, I take a bag with me.
That's great. Well, I wanted to talk again about your daughter. You recorded some duets with her, and one of the songs was called "I Can't Count That High." And tell me a little bit about working with your daughter and recording with her.
It was always fun. For years we did have fun with it, but it was also a lot of work, especially for both of us. But when you're out there doing this stuff, you know yourself, there's practice, and more practice. And that's kind of what burned her out in a way. But I wrote that song with George Fox, who, gosh, I wish he were still alive also. But he's one of these guys who could tell jokes forever. I mean, there was no end to it. He would look around. He'd look at a bush outside there, or look at somebody's face, and a joke would come to him. So all the shows, or most of the shows, I should say, I did in Canada when I was up there, he was my front man. He went out there and did his comedy act, and then I would come on with the band. Okay. One time we had a glitch, which I'm sure you were about. You know about these things. Some things just don't work on time like they're supposed to. And I said, George, keep going. Okay, all right, okay. So he didn't fail me. He just kept firing things off, one right after another. Then we finally got out there and did our thing. And but anyway, it's a song that him and I wrote together, and then I have since changed some things on that here since I've recorded it again. And but it has to do with George Fox anyway. That brings back a lot of memories of George. I miss that man a lot.
Well, that's great. Now, is your daughter still performing at all, or?
No, she. When I said I burned her up,
that was it.
I mean it. I burned her up. Yeah, I wish she did. Maybe when she hears this interview, she might change her mind. I doubt it, though. She's got a full life with her husband up in Bloomington, Indiana. She's really involved with that city up there doing stuff. And she works for Bloom magazine up there. She's the second in behind her boss, I should say.
Oh wow, that's great.
So, she has a good job there, and she is well known up there in that city.
Beautiful town. I used to live not very far from there in a town called Terre Haute, Indiana.
Really?
Yep.
Actually, you're not very far from Indianapolis, are you?
It's about an hour to Indianapolis from Terre Haute. Yeah, I lived in Indianapolis for a while too.
Okay, all right. Actually, I was talking to Cassandra, and I happened to mention you in Traverse. Is that how you say that?
Traverse City. Yep.
Traverse. Okay, that you were good. She said, well, that's not far away. So yeah.
Yep.
Just now thought about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, folks, again, it's Airwave Records at charter.net. If you want to get a copy of Vernon's CD, we'll make sure and get that information on our Facebook page for you and post some of those great videos. And we're going to play some of the great songs that Vernon's recorded. And Vernon, what's on tap for you? What's coming up?
Well, do you remember Alicia Summers McLeod?
You bet. One of our favorites.
She is. Yeah, she's got a great voice. Well, believe it or not, I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but we've talked, and we're looking for a duet to do together. So that's coming up.
Man, I look forward to that.
So that should be fun.
Absolutely. Well, keep me posted, and we'll get them on the air here at My Kind of Country, no doubt about it.
Well, let me throw one more in there, and I hope this. I'm not really jumping the gun on it, and I just want to make sure that it works out right. But I also talked to Leona Williams about doing a duet. And she's game for that. And we just got to find the right one. There you go, find the right one. And this just happened to her recently, by the way. I talked to her son-in-law, and her son-in-law talked to her. She got back to her, Pat Coyne, and he gave me the phone number, and I called her, and we talked about it. And I said earlier about what she said about I saw my wife pass before my eyes.
Yeah.
So that day, that's when she told me about that comment on there. And so that's another duet.
Oh, that'd be great. Leona's one of my favorites. She's been a good friend for many years, and she was just on our show recently, and she still sings just as great as ever.
She sure does. And she's I've only got the chance to meet her once down in Douglas Corner. She was doing a round where he sat around and sing songs, and a couple songwriters were in there with her. And I met her afterwards, and we had a pretty good talk just outside the ladies' room, I think.
That's great. Well, looking forward
in the hallway outside the ladies' room.
Well, we'll look forward to that. You be sure to keep me posted. And in the meantime, we're going to keep playing some of your great music. And we're going to do that right now for our listeners. And it's been a pleasure having you on the show, Vernon. Thank you so much for being on My Kind of Country.
Well, thank you very much. And I also really do want to thank Jerry Collins for getting me back out here again. And actually, this Thursday, tomorrow, I'm going to go up and sing with Charlie Barnes' band again. And starting to get back out again. By the way, I was kidding somebody else recently, because during the summer with all this COVID stuff here, I became a good standing member of the shower stall group. In other words, singing in the shower.
I love it. I love it.
It's time to get out of that group and get out to the real world.
Amen to that. Amen to that. All right, folks, we're hearing some great music from Vernon Huskey as we continue with My Kind of Country.
Waking up late with sand in your bed is just a reminder of the fun you had in Key Largo last night in Key Largo. Where flip-flops and shorts are formal wear, no TV, no news, no worries, no cares in Key Largo, the island of Key Largo. Largo's not just a place in your mind. It's sunsets from runners sucking on limes, singing along with Jimmy Buffett songs. In a sunset bar, you're never alone in Key Largo, the island of Key Largo. Yeah, living the life that others dream of, and knowing how lucky you are. Knowing vacation comes to an end, you'll have lots of stories to tell to your friends about Key Largo, the island of Key Largo. We had our last drink at the Tiki Bar. We can't believe how lucky we are in Key Largo last night in Key Largo. Till September comes, we'll be counting days, a constant reminder of just how great in Key Largo, the island of Key Largo. Yeah, living the life that others dream of, and knowing how lucky you are. Knowing vacation comes to an end, you'll have lots of stories to tell to your friends about Key Largo, the island of Key Largo. Waking up late with sand in your bed is just a reminder of the fun you had in Key Largo last night in Key Largo. Where flip-flops and shorts are formal wear, no TV, no news, no worries, no cares in Key Largo, the island of Key Largo, island of Key Largo. Pickup truck, off to work, it was just my luck. I had a head-on with a Jeep when some old fool drifted off to sleep. While I was lying there trying to remember how to breathe, the strangest thing happened to me. I saw my wife pass before my eyes, riding with another guy. No doubt about it, I was sure it was her, sitting by his side. They both looked over as they drove right by. Man, I nearly died. There I was fighting just to stay alive, when I saw my wife pass right before my eyes. could not see the full extent of my injury. So when I told them I had a broken heart, they jumped right into CPR. I tried to tell them that I had to go and stop her. They said, hold on, here comes the helicopter. I saw my wife pass before my eyes, riding with another guy. No doubt about it, I was sure it was her, sitting by his side. They both looked over as they drove right by. Man, I nearly died. There I was fighting just to stay alive, when I saw my wife pass right before my eyes. One final look, one little last goodbye. That was the day my wife passed right before my eyes. Woo! Go get 'em.
Gone, I know I lose your love. Well, the moon in the night no longer shines. The love is gone, I thought was mine. What in the world can I do but cry, cry? Well, the radio's playing my song tonight, the way I feel the rest of my life without you. The stars all twinkle in the night, looking for my love tonight. Where could she be? I hope she still loves me. The love is gone, I thought was mine. What in the world can I do but cry, cry? Well, the radio's playing my song tonight, the way I feel the rest of my life without you. Without you.
Wait, don't go out that door, please stay on this side of the door. Come and sit down by my side, and let's try to make things right. Please stay. Let's sit down on the couch and see what this is all about. With a little understanding, I think we can work this out. Please stay, don't go out that door, and love me like you did before. Please stay on this side of the door. Somehow, some way, we have slowly drifted away from each other. Have we forgotten all the years that we laughed and loved each other? Let me kiss you slow and tender with the feelings we remember. Oh, please stay, here in my arms, please stay, here next to me, hearts mingling, our bodies entwined. Please stay on this side of the door. Please stay, don't go out that door and love me like you did before. Please stay on this side of the door, on this side of the door, on this side of the door.